So, I've been working on a Void Warlock build that's going to make us into an absolute unit, into an absolute tank. So much health regeneration, so much resistance, and in certain situations this massive amount of health regeneration is just too much. The testing you've seen, I'm 50 levels low, so I did a 1610 lost sector and I ran myself 1560, and you can tank so much damage. It's absolutely unreal. I'm going to break the build down as I go, but in certain situations, like I said, it is too strong. This build is absolutely nuts. I'm talking about the new seasonal mod, passive aggressive guard. You get a 50% less damage, so you get a 50% reduction when you use a glaive, and I'm pairing it with the Karnstein Armlets on the Warlock. Melee kills instantly restore a large amount of health and continue to restore health after a short duration. These two paired together are just enough on their own, but we can really buff this build out with some other mods and some other little things which we'll break down as we go. But if we can just imagine being 50 under in a lost sector, you usually just get absolutely wrecked. And then look at all this health regeneration that you're getting, and look at all the damage you're sponging. It's absolutely broken, and like I've said a couple of times as well, it actually feels like it's too strong. One of them rare builds. And then don't forget, with a glaive as well, you can actually block 97% damage reduction when you block. So this Percy's guy here trying to creep up me, smash me, get away, you're not hurting me, my dude, no problem, block with that shield. So when we're in really hard content where you're well under leveled, Well of Tenacity is a really good mod to run. Picking up a Void Elemental well reduces the damage you take from combatants for a short period of time. I believe it's up to 40%. Now I run three of these mods on my armour, and if you run it with an elemental time dilation mod, that stacks the timer, so you're going to get 14-15 seconds as long as you run Reaping Wellmaker to spawn your elemental wells like so. Reaping Wellmaker, after your class ability, your next weapon kill is going to spawn a Void Elemental well. I'm going to pick that up, and you're going to see on that bottom left I've got resist times 3 for 15 seconds, or 14 seconds, sorry. And that is an extra resistance on top of everything that you've already seen. So that is absolutely crazy. Having loads. And then one of the extra little fragments that I run that not a lot of people know about, I'm going to let you into a little secret with this one. And if you already know, then you already know, but I guarantee a lot of people won't know about this. But Echo of Leeching, melee final blow, start health regeneration for you and your nearby allies. This works with glaives. So what I've done, I've took my Karnstein Armlets off, and I'm going to show you this fragment working now. Watch this, watch my health. Melee kill, glaive, get your health back. Absolutely underused fragment on the Void setup if you're running glaives, so it's really nice. And like I said, just having that resistance on top of everything else, bearing in mind I am 50 under in here again, just to clarify, it's absolutely broken. And then one of the main things on a Void Warlock is having your Child of the Old Gods, and that weakens enemies by 15% if you're in an area like that, and it works perfectly with glaives that I've got surrounded on or something like that. So you've got everything going on, loads of damage reduction. And I just want to sort of say again, I will probably bang on about this, but for normal content where you level, or maybe a couple of levels under or on level, it's just too good. You don't need all that extra stuff, just the Karnstein Armlets and the passive aggressive guard. But the Well of Tenacity, what I wanted to show you, what we've gone through, is that's something you can use for like really hard content. And the amount of damage you can sponge and block is ridiculous. Like I said, you've got all that going on. You've got your blocking that you can do with your glaive, which is still super strong to this day. You can literally stand there, distract enemies, and get your teammates revives with blocking as well, so it's really nice. Look at him, he can't do a single thing to me, that's just with the blocking. So you've got your Child of the Old Gods to go, and then I've also been running Tractor Cannon, because this adds a 30% debuff, so it makes your glaives do some really nice damage. Having a 30% damage debuff on top of perks that you might have on your glaive. We've got loads of glaives this season, and last season being introduced. We've got things like Surrounded on there, Swashbuckler, loads of good glaives with loads of good perks. So having tractor cannon, and that gets you covered on the sort of damage side, and you can literally just run up to enemies like so. You know you're safe because you're hardly going to take any damage from the passive aggressive guard, and if you do, you got your Karnstein Armlets to sort of back you up, get that tractor cannon on the go, help you, help your teammates to do loads of damage to these champions or bosses, whichever one you choose to use it on. But again, it's absolutely fantastic build. I used it for about 4 hours, and I don't think I died. Well, I think I died, but not from that. I died by jumping off a cliff because I'm a bit of a fool. But perfect for things like this. No enemies killed me in about 4 hours just by using this, and I tried all different types of activities where I was well under the recommended level. Some glaives to consider, enigma, so you're all covered with all these sort of shield elements. You've got void, you've got soul, you've got judgment of Kelgaroth, and there's some really interesting perks there as well, like immovable object, surrounded, things like that. Nezeric's whisper for arc, and then the good old fan favourite of Lubra's ruin and the enigma with unrelenting is a really nice glaive. So you've got all different types of glaives to cover all different types of enemies, arc shields, void, solar shields, etc. And again, this is a 1610 master wellspring. Again, I was about 20 under it here, so as you can see there, it's just pretty handy just being able to stand there and just get rid of all these little pesky ads. And that Karnstein Armlets is going to keep proccing all the time as long as you get them melee kills. So I just want to sort of finish off the video now just to clarify the damage resistance. And if you've ever done this, like this sort of situation here where he's stood in there and he's stomping you, you just get wrecked. But this is just sort of paying compliment to how much resist you actually get from everything going on that you've seen the Karnstein and the passive aggressive guard. And then that little setup I showed you with the Well of Tenacity, Reaping Wellmaker, Elemental Time Dilation, that's something that comes naturally. You do that all the time because you put your rift down like so, and then your next kill that you get is going to spawn a void elemental well like that, and you're going to get it all resistant. It's something that comes naturally, you get it all the time. Stay tuned, I'm going to show you my build card and everything like that, and the dim links in the video description. So just before I showed you my build card, I just want to really quickly go over my fragments and aspects. Feed the void, devour, we've got that going on as well because I didn't really mention that because the build's that good. We've got devour, we've already talked about child of the old gods. Suppressor grenade is one that I like to run because if you got a group of targets, suppress them, and suppressor grenades is really good. Healing or empowering rift. Empowering rift is one I use quite a bit. Echo of persistence to make that devour last longer. Echo of undermining so the void grenades weaken targets. Echo of domineering, I'll touch on that in a moment. And echo of leeching. Echo of domineering works really nicely with glaives because if you suppress, you could reload that glaive instantly. That's the one thing I found with this build, reloading glaives was a bit of a pain in the ass, but as long as you've got Echo of Domineering and you throw that suppressor grenade while you've got your glaive in your hand, you're going to reload your glaive fully, so it works pretty nicely. So that has summed up the video. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day.